Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com for August 27th, 2007. Well, we had a nice weekend here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, a lot of work, a lot of play, and back to work now on Monday. Now, what did the markets do today? We saw some interesting movements in the market. Overall, we saw extremely light volume traded today, which was kind of expected based on the fact that we had it's a holiday week this week, plus we have the FOMC minutes tomorrow at 2 p.m. Now, those of you guys that have been watching last week, you're aware that we are expecting a near-term top-out any day now. We have a possible reversal day anywhere from tomorrow to Wednesday, okay? If it's tomorrow, it probably won't be until after the FOMC minutes, and Wednesday is a possibility as well. The other option here that I want to discuss with you guys, and here you're looking at the NASDAQ daily chart, so you can see the major rally we've had, which was called at InTheMoneyStocks.com. The other option is that because of the light trading, they might be able to support this market somewhat until next week when full volume comes back into this market. All right, you have a lot of traders on vacation, a lot of traders kind of just taking it easy because of the light volume, and that basically creates an atmosphere where the big money can hold this market up if they wish to. And it's a big if, okay? That's if they wish to. Because what we saw today was some very peculiar things, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, but what I want to show you here is the NASDAQ chart. Here's the NASDAQ. We opened, we sold off, we rallied back up, and we sold off. Now, what was interesting here, folks, is that the last candle of the day, the last 10 minutes of the day, we saw some major selling come into this market. Really, it was the biggest volume of the whole day, if you look at it that way. And not only was this in the NASDAQ, and this is the NASDAQ, so you can see the spike down here. Did we sell off to near the lows of the day on the NASDAQ in this last candle? You can see this dramatic drop here. But we also did that in the ES, and let's look at the ES. Look at this drop right here, folks. This is not, look at the volume here, okay? Let me get my little tools out so I can kind of show you guys some odds and ends. And, alright, so here we basically had the ES, and this is the S&P future contract for September of this year, the S&P 500 mini futures. And what we basically saw is a continual kind of downtrend throughout the day, but mini rallies, alright? Ever since early on, this is basically pre-market up here, we saw this kind of continual selling on a slightly downtrend. We also saw a trend line produced right here on a technical basis. And this last candle took this trend line out. So you can see what we were in right here, folks. And I'm going to show you guys, we were in this little groove right here. This basically channel, if you will. And it looked like maybe it was a possible W formation. Okay, look at this possible W formation. But what we didn't like about this is that we didn't get a lower low. Really, for a good W position here, you want to get a lower low on this candle than this one. That's a solid W. We didn't get that. So we were kind of hesitant about that. And what happened here? Well, instead of a W, we see it basically created an M pattern. Okay, now let me get rid of some of these other lines here so you guys can see this M pattern. So you look at this M pattern. Up, down, up, down. And look, you guys know how I like to see that second W bottom lower than the first? Well, guess what? Look at this top of the M, and the top of the M was higher up here. So that's exactly what you want to see in a technical chart for a nice setup on an M pattern. And what's an M pattern followed by? An A. An A is smaller. So you have the M pattern here, folks, and then the A pattern up right here, and then A breaks down lower, and that's exactly what we got. So we got an M pattern, A pattern, and that's where we closed. We closed right at the lows of the day. Look at this volume. This is why we also think that there's something on the horizon here, guys. This volume at the end of the day really picked up. And if you look at this candle volume-wise. Look at the size of that. It basically doubles almost any candle the rest of the day. Almost. Except for this one, maybe. Any other candle, it's double at least. Some of these candles intraday, look at how little this is. Look at that volume. Nothing. Nothing volume-wise. So what we're saying here, folks, is that you got to be very careful. There was some major selling into the close here. Still overall light volume, and light volume with big money again, guys. They can propel this market. So we're either going to see a turn either Tuesday afternoon late or Wednesday. And if not, then they'll probably hold this market over till Tuesday of next week after the holiday when volume will come back in, okay? But in any case you cut it, guys, based on the chart patterns, we actually didn't even get up to the 6.618 Fibonacci retracement yet. And we expected us maybe to push up a little right up to here before we fell down, and we didn't even do that. So it also leaves a couple open-ended questions. But any way you cut it, folks, we're setting up for another move down, okay? At least what we expect is that move down should retest this low down here. Okay, there's too much negativity out there in the market, and it's just going to happen. And by the way, I'm flipping back and forth between the ES Daily. This is the ES Daily chart, and you can see up here it says daily, so this is where you can always follow along. And the intraday right here of the ES, and this is the S&P Future S&P 500 contract, 10-minute. I use 10-minute bar candles here, and that's giving us our M8 pattern, which is a truest pattern in the market. WV is the opposite when you look for a move up. Okay, folks. What I also want to show you guys, we saw this increase in volume. What I also want to bring everyone's alerts to is that overall we saw the financials still weak. On Friday, you guys know in our daily market report and video, I think we mentioned, definitely in the daily market report on inthemoneystocks.com, we said these financial stocks are not getting a bid. These guys, this is the money stocks. When Goldman, Bear Stearns, the stocks that are, these guys control all the money. This is who controls everything. If you guys believe in the PPT, if you guys believe in this and that, a lot of these guys have powers that be, okay? So what I'm saying here, guys, is that when you're dealing with Goldman Sachs, and let's flip to that chart, and Goldman Sachs is down $2.78 and can't catch a bid all day and just continues to move down like this, and spikes down the last candle of the day just like the market on huge volume. Alright, look at this last candle compared to most of the day, except for the opening couple candles, which was a big buy and a big sell candle. This was big volume again at the close of the day. Okay? So what I'm saying here, guys, is that when Goldman is down $1.78 all day, when Bear Stearns is down $5, and again, look at this spike on volume, last candle of the day. Look at that comparatively to any of these other candles here, guys. Any of these other candles. Look at this last candle drop. Alright, that was a hard sell by big money. Big money dumped there, guys. This isn't me and you. This isn't the guy with his IRA dumping 100 shares of Bear Stearns right here at the close, guys. And that's the truest thing I can say right there. That's not the little guy right there, folks. Definitely not. So what is this telling us? When the financials can't catch bids like this, and we can even look at Lehman, same chart. Merrill Lynch, same chart. JP Morgan, same chart. Okay, look at this again on Merrill Lynch. Alright, this is JP Morgan, excuse me. Look at the size of this volume sell candle. This is huge, guys. Be aware of this. Always follow these stocks to get a general sense of the market. Alright? Now, could they be pricing? Remember a couple weeks ago, and I'm flipped to the daily chart on JP Morgan. Remember down here when we saw that day on Thursday, when the day before the Fed came out and cut the discount rate? When we saw all the financial stocks rally? I'm just going to throw this out there. Could this be a leading indicator again? Could the news have somewhat slipped that the FOMC minutes might not be showing that the Fed is so eager to cut the rate here? Alright, that could be a possibility. Now remember, what happens if they don't cut rates, or if they're not looking like the dollar will rally, the markets will drop, and people will get a little scared again in some ways, possibly, okay? So be aware of that. Again, here's the intraday chart on JP Morgan, and just look at this sell candle at the close, guys. This is also the same as on the SPY. The SPY, this is the spiders. This tracks the S&P pretty closely. Look at this last candle, guys. Okay? Do you guys see the hugeness of this candle here? This is about 3 or 4 10-minute periods equal to this one candle. Big money dumped again here, guys, and we got to be very aware of this too. Possible, just on this chart, guys, what I just noticed here quickly, a possible small head and shoulders. Not a great one, but, you know, it's a possibility. Basically, it already broke if you look at it that way, because it closed below. So this tells us we're going lower here. We'll probably touch this moving average tomorrow, which is the 200. Alright, guys, so be aware of this, what's going on out there. Overall, that's what we're seeing in the market. We're seeing a possible turn date again for tomorrow into Wednesday. And if it doesn't happen, if we're just getting this flat light volume, which could be the case, then what we are going to look for is early next week for some sell pressure to come in and spike down. But it definitely could be tomorrow. We are seeing some signs that are telling us that we could see this move down late tomorrow into Wednesday. Okay, next up, guys, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about day trading today because of all the days we've had recently, we've had some pretty slow days in the day trading chat room. You know, we've scalped 100, 200, 400, 500 here and there. Today was a great day, alright? All I can say is China, China, China. ACH, this is a Chinese company. Alright, look at the daily chart on this thing. Basically from $35 to almost $70. Alright, look at this move up. I warned in the chat room on Friday that this looked great. When this stock was trading down there, I gave the alert that this might go. It was up 30% today. Alright, what else? Let's look at, let's see, oh man, you could throw out any China stocks here we're dealing with here. And you probably, FFHL is another classic. Look at this move up. Alright, let's look at some other big ones here. CHL. Look at this move, guys, on CHL. Just a monstrous Chinese onslaught in these stocks right now. Now, what am I saying? I'm not saying go buy these. Stay away from them. Stay away at this point. Whenever you see a chart like that, the thing you should be thinking is either look for a small entry on the short side or stay the hell away. Because it's just going to get you into trouble by trying to go long, and when it's up this... Look at how far this is away from the 20 moving average. 20 moving average, it needs to touch every so often. When it's that far away, you can start to look for a possible small entry on some of these. Very small, because we could still go up more, guys. We could still go up more. But this is what I would never look for a long on a position like this. CHU is another one. Look at this chart, guys. China onslaught. So in any case, guys, in the day trading chat room today, phenomenal day all over the place. We also looked at the BCSI and caught that for a nice short here on this little downtick right here. That was us right there, right on top of that move.